If your mother ever told you age is just in your head, maybe mom was right. In her book, Don't Be Afraid of 50, the 12-step process to turning 50, author and life strategy Coach Lisa Samia tells us what we need to know about the Big 50. Lisa is here with us now. Welcome back to Connecticut Style.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
All right, so you wrote this book because, well, you were turning 50?
I was turning 50, that's correct. And I had come to a point in my life where I'd always loved to write. And I never believed in my writing. I never believed in myself enough to sit down and write. So here it is now, we're coming into 50, and it was very traumatic for me. So that's when I decided to sit down and write the book to help myself, but also to help others.
And traumatic how? I mean, I guess you're halfway there at that point, right?
Exactly. Halfway there in the sense, yes. But the trauma for me was in the sense that I wasn't realizing and living my passion, which had always been, from the time I can remember, to write.
Now, you say that you help people get through this monumental age here. How do you do it?
Well, I received a certification for life strategy coaching. And what was happening to me is when I was out doing book signings and such, people would come and ask me, how did you do this? How did you do this? How did you were able to do this? And I thought about it, and I realized writing about it was one thing, but to get a credential in a life strategy certification was another way to actually help people get to where they want to be.
So how do you coach? What is life strategy coaching?
Life strategy coaching is it's accessing existing thought patterns in a client. It's looking at behaviors, linguistic patterns, setting goals, and recognizing any sabotaging that might be going on with the client, that they aren't able to move from that stuck position into a place of where they can realize their dreams and goals.
Do you think that this could happen, say, turning 30? Because I feel like that was traumatic for me.
Yes.
I think it's when you get to those big numbers.
I think it's those big numbers, but I also think it's really what's going on in your life. It's are you happy in what you're doing? How can I get to that next step? What do I need to do? And sometimes it just seems that we get bogged down in life, and we get stuck. And life strategy coaching has given me the wherewithal and the certification credential to move forward to be able to help people.
Okay, you mentioned left brain, right brain. What does this all have to do with it?
Life strategy coaching is based on hemispheric integration. Ooh, it sounds kind of
Break it down for me.
It's left side and right side of the brain. Our functions on the left and right side of the brain, our cognitive functions, are different. Our right side processes information, such as this is where our emotions are. This is where we process familiar information. This is where poetry and creativity come from. The left side of the brain is with data. It's about linguistics. It's about linear measurements, things like that. So we both have two sides of the brain that are processing information differently.
So I'm assuming we have to kind of unite them?
Exactly. That's where the integration comes in. Correct.
All right. Now, I have to ask you, do you think it's harder for men or women to turn 50?
I think it is for women. Definitely for women. This is, again, this is just my experience. This has just been my experience. But with strategic life coaching, I can both help men and women exactly move to where they want to be. Correct.
And I think it's great that we were just chatting before we went on the air about how happy you are right now.
Absolutely.
It's the happiest you've ever been.
This is the happiest I have ever been in my life, because what I've done is I've been able to write the book. I've moved towards that, and then I found also that in my passion of writing, I found that I also have a passion to want to help other people.
So it just keeps getting better?
It just keeps getting better, absolutely.
So I feel like you have a lot to look forward to.
I do. Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right. Tell us more about the book. What else can we find in there?
Well, there's healthy recipes, because people have asked me in the process of my life, how do you stay fit? What do you do? So I put healthful recipes in there. There's also the 12-step process. Well, we know there really isn't 12 steps of processing, but what they are the 12 steps that I saw that I needed in my life as I was moving forward to change.
And you say a big part of coping with all this is finding a passion.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, when I was turning 50, this is the passion that I found, that I believed in, that I was able to move forward with my life, to write, and then finding out after the fact, as I was sitting and doing book signings, that there was more that I needed to do because I wanted to help other people.
What's the next step for you? If it keeps getting better.
Well, again, to cultivate my business, life strategy coaching, obviously to write a secondary book, so it's all upward from here.
Lisa, how can people find you?
On my website, www.lisasamia.com, you'll find information about my book, and there's a page also for my life strategy coaching, how to get in contact with me, and
But it's a great idea having a life coach. I know people I don't know. I just think it would be something helpful, especially if you're turning one of those big numbers.
Exactly. And at any time in your life that you're looking to move forward from that stuck position.
Right. Well, check out your website. Lisa, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Of course, we'll have more on WTNH.com. Just click on Connecticut Style.